Today 22th October, Archangel Michael says, angels are in shock because only still don't know what happened last night. Watch this now, God says, hurry up, this is your last chance to know the immediately. Today, 22th October, Archangel Michael speaks, and the angels themselves are in shock, because only you are still unaware of what truly happened last night. Heaven has been whispering, the stars have been trembling, and the gates of light have been opened, yet you remain the last to know. God says, this moment is not ordinary, this is the last chance for your soul to see what was hidden, to embrace what has been waiting, and to awaken before the silence closes in. Stay with me till the end, because what I am about to tell you will shift the very ground you are standing on. Archangel Michael leans close and declares, your name was carried across the heavens, your spirit was mentioned before the council of light, and your destiny was written again last night. The angels gasped because the change was so sudden, so powerful, so divine, that every realm turned their eyes toward you. Yet here you are, unaware of the truth. This is not coincidence. It is divine arrangement. You are chosen to see what others will never see. Heaven says, hurry, the door is still open but it is closing faster than you can imagine. Listen carefully, last night, when you slept, your life was being spoken of in the unseen. Secrets were unveiled, chains were broken, and a new page with your name was opened. The angels watched in awe, but today they see that you are still walking blind, unaware of the gift that has been released for you. That is why Archangel Michael is urgent, that is why God is pressing this upon you. Hurry, don't delay, this is your last chance to know what heaven has already revealed. Your life is not standing still, it is moving, unfolding, transforming. Last night was not just another night, it was a turning point. The angels stood in reverence because they saw your path shift, your burdens lifted, your destiny redirected toward light. And today, the heavens are restless, because you are still yet to realize what belongs to you. Archangel Michael says, do not waste this chance, open your heart, open your spirit, and stay with me till the end, because this revelation is meant for you and you alone. God says, hurry, child, for the heavens will not repeat this moment twice. What was revealed last night was a treasure sealed in your name, and only you can claim it. This is not just a message, it is your final call to awaken to what has already been written about you. Stay here, listen, absorb every word, because this is your moment to step into the light you have been waiting for all your life. Today, 22th October, the heavens are not silent, Archangel Michael stands with urgency in his voice, and the angels remain in awe because only you are still in the dark about what unfolded last night. Stay with me till the end, because what I am about to reveal is the very reason your spirit is being pressed to listen right now. God says, hurry, for this is not just another message, this is a moment where heaven itself bends low to make sure you do not miss what has already been decided in your favor. Last night, while the world slept and you were unaware, the chambers of heaven opened. There was a gathering, a decision, a rewriting, and your name was placed at the center of it all. The angels gasped, because the magnitude of what shifted was beyond what even they expected. They looked at one another in awe, whispering, how can they not yet know? How can the one who carries this destiny still walk without awareness? That is why Michael has stepped forward today, so that blindness will no longer cover you, and so you will finally walk in the light of what was released. Hear this clearly, your life is not where it was yesterday. A curtain has been torn, a hidden seal has been broken, and a path that was once locked has now been opened. The angels saw chains dissolve in the invisible realm, they saw tears on your behalf being turned into seeds of joy, they saw losses reversed and debts remembered no more. And still, you walk this morning unaware of how much had already been set in motion for you. That is why Michael cries, do not delay, do not scroll past, stay and listen till the very end, because this is for you. God says this is your last chance to realize that last night was the night heaven wrote something new about you. A cycle ended, a chapter closed, and a door opened that cannot be shut. This is not about fear, this is about awakening, because if you miss what has been placed in your hands, you will keep walking in yesterday while heaven is already in tomorrow. That is why the angels are restless, that is why the message comes again and again, pressing itself before your eyes. Last night, your tears were counted, your cries were not ignored, and your silence was not overlooked. In the hidden courts of light, your case was heard, your name was defended, and your future was rewritten with golden ink. And still, even now, you hesitate, not knowing that your greatest turning has already begun. Archangel Michael says, this is not imagination, this is divine reality. You must open your heart to it before it passes you by. Stay with me till the end, because the unfolding is only beginning. God says, child, hurry, for the moment is now, not tomorrow, not another day. This is your last chance to know what already happened, to step into what has been prepared, to embrace what was spoken when the world was sleeping. Today, 22th October, Archangel Michael speaks again, and the heavens lean closer, because even now the angels are astonished that you still don't know what shifted last night. Stay with me till the end, because this moment is not ordinary. It is sacred, it is urgent, it is for you alone. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to see the light of what was revealed, and if you open your spirit now, everything that has been hidden will finally become clear. Last night, in the unseen, a decision was signed over your life. Your name was spoken aloud in the courts of heaven. There was silence, then applause, then the sound of seals being broken. What was written against you was torn apart. What was delayed for years was suddenly released. The angels themselves stood in shock, watching how quickly the divine hand moved on your behalf. And yet, here you are, still unaware, still walking as if nothing changed. That is why Michael's voice rises with urgency today, so you don't keep living in yesterday's shadow while your tomorrow is already shining. The truth is this, last night your destiny shifted. Promises that were locked were reopened. Doors that refused to move swung wide. Tears that you shed in secret became a testimony in the halls of light. The angels saw it, they rejoiced, and they wondered how long it would take for you to realize. That is why this message is pressed before you now, because heaven will not allow you to miss it. Michael says, do not move away, do not close your heart, stay with me till the end, for these words are your map into the future you have been waiting for. God says, child, your silence was not ignored. Your prayers, though unspoken, were louder than thunder in the unseen realm. That is why last night carried weight beyond imagination. It was not just another passing moment, it was your turning point. And today, heaven is waiting for you to open your eyes, because if you keep walking without knowing, you will not reach for what already belongs to you. That is why this is your last chance to hear, last chance to awaken, last chance to step into the new script that has been written over your name. Stay here, don't look away. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. Heaven is holding the door wide open for you, but only you can walk through it. Archangel Michael says, everything has already been set. The only thing left is your yes. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still echoing with the sound of what happened last night, and yet only you are the one who has not seen it clearly. Stay with me till the end, because what Archangel Michael is about to reveal carries the very breath of God upon it. This is not a message to skim, this is a message to live by. God says, hurry, because your last chance to embrace this truth is standing right before you, and time will not repeat what was already spoken in the night. Last night was not just an hour on the clock, it was a divine appointment. The angels stood in silence as your name was spoken, and the atmosphere shifted in ways even they could not predict. What was hidden was uncovered, what was delayed was pushed forward, what was once heavy was lifted with ease. The angels trembled because they saw the blueprint of your life being redrawn, and yet here you are still unaware of the depth of it. That is why Archangel Michael presses upon your soul now, because heaven cannot allow you to walk blind into a moment prepared for your awakening. Listen carefully, there are moments in life that pass quietly, but last night was not one of them. Last night carried thunder in the spirit, last night carried fire in the heavens, last night carried light that broke through layers of darkness that once surrounded you. The angels gasped because they saw chains fall and promises rise. They knew everything changed, yet today you still walk with the weight of yesterday as if nothing has shifted. Michael says, this is why I cry out to you now, because your eyes must open, your heart must awaken, your spirit must recognize what was given. God says, child, hurry, because every second you hesitate is a second you risk losing sight of the gift. This is your last chance, not because heaven wants to frighten you, but because heaven knows how quickly distractions can steal the moment. What happened last night was the birth of a new path, a new chance, a new promise. If you don't see it, you will keep repeating old cycles, while the angels are already pointing toward the breakthrough that is waiting. Stay with me till the end, because the voice of Michael is not only an announcement, it is a key. A key that unlocks what was sealed, a key that shows you where to step next, a key that confirms what heaven already decided in your favor. The angels saw it, they celebrated it, and now they press this truth into your hearing so that you will not miss it. Heaven is not casual with you, you are chosen, you are marked, you are remembered. Archangel Michael says, the heavens do not open for everyone in this way. This was written for you, this was spoken for you, this is your hour. Today, 22th October, the message grows stronger, and the voice of Archangel Michael rises with power because the angels are still in shock that only you remain unaware of what was unveiled last night. Stay with me till the end, because what you are about to hear is the bridge between blindness and awakening, between yesterday's silence and tomorrow's miracle. God says, hurry, this is your last chance, because heaven does not repeat itself twice when destiny has already been written in golden ink. Last night was no ordinary night. It was not empty hours on a clock, it was a sacred meeting in the higher courts of light. The angels stood in formation, their wings folded, their voices hushed, waiting as your case was presented. Your name was spoken, your struggles were recounted, your tears were remembered, and your faith, even in silence, was weighed in heaven's balance. And suddenly, like lightning, God declared a verdict over your life. The angels gasped, because they saw a door swing open that no one expected, and they marveled at how swiftly heaven moved for you. Yet here you are today, still carrying the weight of what has already been lifted. You wake with questions when answers have already been given. You hold on to burdens when chains have already been cut. The angels cannot understand it, they saw your new beginning unfold, but you still walk as if nothing changed. That is why Michael comes again, urgent and relentless, saying, "Stay here, stay awake, stay till the end, because what you need to know cannot wait another moment." Hear this: last night, heaven released a turning that will not be reversed. The page of your destiny was rewritten, and the ink has already dried. The cycle of delay, of loss, of confusion, it was crossed out, struck through, removed from your story. A new script with your name was unrolled, and the angels clapped as they read it. They saw promises unfolding, they saw blessings loosed, they saw your tomorrow align with divine light. And today, heaven waits for you to finally step into what has been given. God says, "Child, hurry, because this is your last chance to know the truth before it slips away in distraction." This is not about fear, it is about awakening. If you walk past this moment, you will keep living in yesterday's shadow, while heaven is already preparing your sunrise. Do not delay, for the angels themselves are waiting for you to rise into what has already been placed in your hands. Archangel Michael says, "The shift is complete, but your awareness must meet it." Heaven has already done its part, now it is you who must embrace it. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still speaking, and Archangel Michael's voice has not grown quiet, it grows louder, because the angels cannot understand how you still walk unaware of what was sealed in your favor last night. Stay with me till the end, because this moment carries more than words, it carries the very pulse of your destiny. God says, "Hurry, this is your last chance to receive what is already waiting with your name written across it." Last night was not hidden from heaven. The stars themselves leaned closer as your story was unfolded before the throne. The angels watched as what was stolen from you was returned, as what was delayed was accelerated, and as what was broken was made whole. They saw your name carried in light, and they saw chains snap that had bound you for far too long. They marveled, they whispered among themselves, and they were astonished at the speed of heaven's decision for you. Yet here you are, carrying the silence of not knowing. That is why Michael cries now, because you must not miss what has already been written in fire. Listen closely, your life is not the same as it was yesterday. A divine exchange took place last night. Tears were traded for joy, weakness was traded for strength, and confusion was traded for clarity. The angels celebrated because they saw your tomorrow rewritten with favor. They saw you stepping into promises that once seemed unreachable. They saw doors unlocked and enemies silenced. They saw your name lifted higher than the shadows that tried to hide it. And still, even now, you remain unaware, walking as if last night was ordinary. Michael says, "This is why I will not stop calling your name, because heaven has invested too much in you to let you walk blind." God says, "Child, hurry, because the time to awaken is now." This is your last chance, not because heaven is cruel, but because heaven is merciful, because what is given must be received before the moment passes. Last night was not a rehearsal, it was the reality of your shift. The angels stood as witnesses, and today they wait for you to open your eyes to what is already yours. Stay with me till the end, because the truth is being poured out in these words. Heaven has already said yes, the court has already ruled in your favor, the angels have already celebrated. All that remains is for you to recognize it. Archangel Michael says, step into the new chapter. Don't let yesterday's blindness steal today's miracle. The heavens have spoken, now you must believe. Today, 22th October, the message has not weakened, it burns brighter, because Archangel Michael still calls your name and the angels remain astonished that you have not yet grasped what was revealed last night. Stay with me till the end, for this is not just a message, it is your mirror into heaven's decision. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to awaken to what has already been set in motion before your eyes were even opened this morning. Last night, the heavens turned their attention to you. The silence of eternity broke, and your name was spoken like thunder wrapped in light. The angels leaned forward, their eyes wide, as verdicts were reversed, as doors flung open, and as promises that once seemed delayed suddenly burst forth like rivers. They saw what happened, they felt the shift, and they rejoiced in awe. And still today, you move as if nothing changed, carrying the weight of yesterday when heaven has already freed you. Michael says, do not carry what is no longer yours. The chains are gone. The delay is finished. Walk in the new. This is the truth. Last night a page of your destiny was torn from the book of sorrow, and a new chapter was written in glory. The angels gasped because the light of your story outshone even their expectations. They saw favor cover your name like a garment. They saw what was hidden in darkness rise into the open. They saw enemies who plotted against you silenced, and they saw your spirit lifted higher than the noise of the past. They wondered, how long will it take before you realize that everything shifted in your favor? That is why this message presses before you today, because heaven refuses to let you remain blind when you have already been set free. God says, child, hurry, because what happened last night cannot be repeated, it was a once-in-a-lifetime seal over your destiny. This is not a warning. It is a gift, a revelation, a chance to finally see what has already been given. You do not need to search for proof, because heaven itself is the witness. You do not need to ask for signs, because your name was already written in the light last night. All you need to do is open your heart and believe. Stay with me till the end, because this moment is sacred. The angels are still in awe, waiting for you to rise into the fullness of what was released. Michael says, you cannot miss this. The heavens bent low to make sure this moment found you. Do not let it pass by. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still stirred, and Archangel Michael's cry has not dimmed, his voice is louder, because the angels cannot believe you still have not seen what was unveiled last night. Stay with me till the end, because this moment is not ordinary, it is divine. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to know what heaven already celebrated, and if you let this slip, you will walk blind past the treasure placed right before you. Last night, your name was lifted higher than the burdens you carried. The council of angels gathered, and a scroll with your life written on it was unsealed. They read aloud every silent prayer, every hidden tear, every sacrifice you thought no one noticed, and heaven responded with mercy and favor. The angels gasped because the weight of your past dissolved in a single moment of divine decision. They saw chains that were older than your memory fall like dust. They saw delays vanish. They saw promises return with speed. Yet here you are today, still walking as if nothing shifted. That is why Michael will not stop pressing this word upon you, because you must awaken to what has already been given. Hear this clearly: your yesterday ended last night. What held you down could not survive the verdict spoken over your life. The heavens announced it, the angels clapped their wings in awe, and the light of your destiny broke through like dawn. What you thought was lost has been restored, what you thought was closed has been opened, what you thought was denied has been approved. But heaven cannot live your awakening for you, you must embrace it, you must believe it, you must step into it. Michael says, the angels are waiting for you to claim what they already saw released. Do not waste this moment. God says, child, hurry, because grace does not linger forever, it comes like fire, and it waits for the heart that says yes. This is your last chance to see that last night was your turning. You were not overlooked, you were not forgotten, you were not abandoned. Heaven proved it by rewriting your story while you slept. All you need to do now is open your spirit and recognize it. Stay with me till the end, because the weight of this message is greater than anything you have heard before. Archangel Michael says, this is the hour. Heaven has spoken. Do not walk blind into tomorrow when last night already made you free. Today, 22th October, the heavens still echo with what was decided last night, and Archangel Michael will not stop until you finally see it. The angels are restless, whispering in awe, asking how you can still move through today unaware of what has already been sealed for you. Stay with me till the end, because this message is not common, it is your direct call from heaven itself. God says, hurry, because this is your last chance to awaken before the moment passes beyond your reach. Last night, your story was placed on the table of eternity. The book of your life, heavy with pages of struggle and delay, was opened before the throne. The angels leaned forward as the old scripts were removed, and a new record was written over your name. They gasped, because they saw battles you thought were lost suddenly turn into victories. They saw prayers that you whispered in secret bloom into answers. They saw roads that were once blocked clear like parted waters. And still today, you walk carrying yesterday's weight as if heaven didn't already lift it away. Michael says, open your eyes, because the heavens are waiting for you to claim what they already released. The truth is this: last night, your destiny was reset. Every delay broke. Every shadow lifted. Every tear was redeemed. The angels saw the shift happen in real time, they celebrated, they shouted, they rejoiced. And now they look at you with wonder, asking how long it will take before you notice. That is why this word comes again and again, because heaven refuses to let you miss what was sealed in your favor. God says, child, hurry, because heaven's movement is already in motion, but you must meet it with recognition. This is not a dream, it is reality. It is not a promise for someday, it was a release that happened last night. Your silence was heard, your pain was weighed, and your faith was honored. The angels saw it, and today they cry out for you to realize it. Stay with me till the end, because this is your mirror into what heaven already decided. Archangel Michael says, do not walk as if nothing happened. Last night was not ordinary, it was the birth of your new beginning. Embrace it now. Today, 22th October, the heavens still tremble with the memory of last night, and Archangel Michael's voice has not quieted. It grows stronger, because the angels cannot rest until you finally see the truth. Stay with me till the end, because this is the moment your spirit has been waiting for. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to step into what has already been sealed with your name. Last night was a holy gathering. Your name was lifted into the center of heaven's court, and the weight of your life was laid bare before the throne. The angels stood in silence as every moment of your journey was brought into light. They watched as the chains of delay were broken, as the doors of favor swung wide, as the tears you cried became a testimony of endurance that heaven could not ignore. The angels gasped, because what happened was too sudden, too powerful, too divine for them to contain. And yet today, you walk as if the night was ordinary. Michael says, this is why I cry louder, because you cannot remain blind when heaven already shifted everything in your favor. Listen, what was sealed against you was overturned. What was blocked was unlocked. What was forgotten was remembered. The angels saw it, and they rejoiced with such awe that the heavens themselves shook with sound. Last night was the hour of your turning, the end of one script and the beginning of another. That is why heaven is pressing this word before you today, so you will not miss what has already begun. God says, child, hurry, because heaven will not hold this moment open forever. You must awaken now. You must believe that what was spoken over your life last night was not for tomorrow, it was for today. The angels saw it, and now they wait for you to rise into it. If you remain blind, you will keep walking in circles while heaven has already opened a straight road before you. Stay with me till the end, because what you are hearing is not a story, it is your reality. Michael says, the heavens have already signed it, the angels have already witnessed it, and God Himself has declared it. All that remains is your awakening. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still echoing with what was decided last night, and Archangel Michael is still calling your name with urgency, because the angels cannot understand how you still walk without knowing. Stay with me till the end, for this message is not just words, it is the unveiling of what has already been sealed for you. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to awaken before this moment passes like wind beyond your reach. Last night was not hidden in silence, it was a night when the veil between heaven and earth grew thin. Your name was spoken like fire, and your destiny was spread open before the council of light. The angels bowed as a decree was announced, burdens lifted, chains broken, delays ended. They gasped as they saw a light descend upon your name, brighter than anything they had expected. They knew something irreversible had happened. Yet today, you still walk as if the night was ordinary. Michael says, this is why I cry again, because you must not ignore what heaven has already released into your life. Understand this, last night was the closing of one story and the birth of another. What was once delayed was suddenly given speed. What was locked was suddenly opened. What was against you was suddenly turned into favor. The angels rejoiced because they saw your tomorrow shift with force, and they wondered how long it would take before you realized that heaven had already said yes. God says, child, hurry, because this is your last chance not to miss the sign. This is not a distant promise, it already happened. Heaven did not leave you behind, it moved everything forward for you. And now all that remains is your awareness, your decision to open your eyes and walk into what has been placed before you. Stay with me till the end, because this truth is too heavy to overlook. The angels are waiting for you to rise. Archangel Michael says, the heavens have already written it. The light has already covered you. The only thing left is your yes. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still moving, and Archangel Michael's voice refuses to fall silent. The angels remain in awe, whispering among themselves, because they know what unfolded last night, and yet you walk as if nothing changed. Stay with me till the end, because this moment is not chance, it is the final pull of heaven on your heart. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to recognize what has already been done for you before it slips beyond your grasp. Last night was the breaking of chains unseen. Your life was spread open like a scroll in the courts of eternity. The angels stood still as every hidden pain, every quiet prayer, every unseen sacrifice was brought into light. And then, in one breath, God declared, "It is finished." The angels gasped because the weight of your struggles dissolved instantly. They saw doors you thought would never open swing wide. They saw burdens drop from your shoulders like dust. They saw your future painted in radiant colors. And today, you still carry yourself as if the night was empty. Michael says, "This is why I speak again, because heaven will not allow you to live blind when freedom has already been signed in your name. Understand this, last night your name was not just spoken, it was sealed. Heaven did not postpone you, heaven promoted you." The angels clapped their wings in joy, because what they saw was not a promise waiting for someday, but a release already accomplished. They saw justice for your pain, they saw restoration for what was stolen, they saw favor wrap around you like a garment. That is why they are restless now, because the one who carries the miracle is still unaware of it. God says, "Child, hurry, for you cannot carry yesterday's weight when heaven already lifted it." This is your last chance, not because heaven will turn against you, but because heaven wants you awake enough to step into what has been given. What was written last night was not suggestion, it was decree. It cannot be undone, it cannot be delayed, it cannot be stolen. The only question left is when you will recognize it. Stay with me till the end, because the message is not finished, it is unfolding with every breath. Archangel Michael says, do not doubt this moment. Do not brush it aside. The heavens have already spoken, and their word will not return empty. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still alive with the sound of what was decided last night, and Archangel Michael has not stepped back, he leans closer, crying your name with urgency, because the angels are still astonished that you do not yet know. Stay with me till the end, because this moment is more than a message, it is the unfolding of your new chapter. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to awaken and walk into what has already been sealed in your favor. Last night, the veil was lifted. Your life, your name, your destiny was placed in the center of the divine courts. The angels stood in reverence as the old chains were removed from your story. They gasped when hidden battles were overturned in your favor. They saw darkness crumble in an instant, and they whispered to one another, "This one's life will never be the same again." Yet here you are today, carrying yourself as if the night was ordinary. That is why Michael speaks again, his voice thundering through this moment, do not ignore what heaven has already declared. It is yours. Listen, last night was your reset. The record of delays was erased. The voice of opposition was silenced. The heavens themselves bore witness as your name was written into promises too great for human hands to undo. The angels rejoiced because they saw favor wrap you like a cloak, and light surround your path like a shield. They celebrated a new alignment of your destiny, and they wondered how long it would take before you opened your eyes to see it. God says, "Child, hurry, because the shift has already been made." Heaven is not waiting for someday, it already happened. What was broken has been restored, what was hidden has been revealed, what was denied has been released. This is not a hope, it is a decree. The only thing missing is your awareness. If you do not embrace it, you will keep walking beneath a sky that has already cleared, unaware that the storm is over. Stay with me till the end, because what I am telling you is not imagination, it is heaven's reality. Archangel Michael says, the heavens have already spoken. Your name is already lifted. Your story is already rewritten. Do not walk blind when the light is already shining on you. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still roaring with the memory of last night, and Archangel Michael's voice will not fade. He is calling you louder than before, because the angels cannot understand how you still walk without knowing. Stay with me till the end, because these words are not random, they are the very script of your destiny being read before your eyes. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to awaken to what has already been sealed in your favor. Last night was not silent, it was sacred. Your name was carried into the highest courts of eternity, and the angels gathered to witness what would be declared. They saw your struggles laid down, your hidden pain uncovered, your cries remembered, and then they heard heaven's verdict: freedom, favor, restoration. The angels gasped because they saw the weight of your past lifted in a single moment. They saw doors swing open that you thought were permanently locked. They saw the story of your life rewritten in golden ink. Yet today, you still walk as though nothing shifted. That is why Michael comes again, saying, you cannot ignore this. Heaven has already spoken your freedom. Walk in it. Listen carefully, last night the old cycle ended. The book of delay was closed, the chapter of loss was finished, and the scroll of sorrow was folded and put away. In its place, a new scroll with your name was unsealed. The angels clapped their wings in awe because they saw joy written where pain had been, they saw abundance written where lack had been, they saw clarity written where confusion had been. They celebrated with cries of victory, knowing your life could never return to what it was. God says, child, hurry, because heaven's gift is already in your hands, though you have not yet seen it. This is your last chance to recognize it before it passes beyond your reach. What happened last night was not symbolic, it was permanent. What heaven decrees cannot be reversed, cannot be delayed, cannot be stolen. All that remains is for you to embrace it. Stay with me till the end, because this is not just a word, it is the confirmation of what has already been done. Archangel Michael says, the angels saw it, the heavens confirmed it, and God Himself declared it. Do not live blind when light has already covered you. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still alive with the sound of last night's decision, and Archangel Michael's voice pierces through again, because you cannot remain in the dark while angels are standing in awe of what already unfolded. Stay with me till the end, because this message is not a story, it is your reflection in heaven's mirror. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to grasp what has already been sealed in light. Last night was not hidden from the eternal eyes. Your name was lifted like a flame, and the scroll of your destiny was opened before the throne. The angels leaned in as every tear you thought was forgotten was counted, every trial you endured was weighed, and every silent hope was remembered. And then, with a single decree, the heavens shifted. The angels gasped because they saw chains fall like broken glass, they saw doors fling open like gates of fire, they saw your tomorrow cleared of every shadow. They looked at one another in awe, whispering, how can they not yet know? How can they still walk blind when heaven has already given the answer? That is why Michael's cry grows louder even now. Hear this, last night a cycle ended. A chapter of your life that once held you down has been erased. The heavens wrote over your story, and the words were not of sorrow but of joy, not of delay but of breakthrough, not of defeat but of victory. The angels rejoiced, their voices filling the sky with celebration, because they saw the new you already rising. Yet today, you still carry the weight of yesterday, unaware that heaven has already taken it away. Michael says, do not let blindness steal what light has already delivered. Wake up to your new name. God says, child, hurry, because this was not a promise for someday, it was a decree fulfilled last night. Heaven has no interest in leaving you behind, heaven has already gone ahead to prepare your path. What was spoken cannot be reversed, what was released cannot be stolen, what was given cannot be denied. The only thing left is your awakening. If you walk unaware, you will keep dragging old burdens through a doorway that was already cleared for your freedom. Stay with me till the end, because the weight of these words is your key. Archangel Michael says, the heavens have already signed your release, the angels have already witnessed your turning, and God Himself has declared your story new. All you must do now is believe it. Today, 22th October, the heavens still burn with the memory of last night, and Archangel Michael is relentless because the angels cannot stand still knowing you are yet to awaken to what was already revealed. Stay with me till the end, because this is more than a message, it is a divine unveiling meant for your spirit. God says, hurry, this is your last chance to step into what heaven has already delivered with your name upon it. Last night was not quiet, it was thunder in the unseen. Your life was unrolled like a scroll before the throne, and every hidden moment was placed under heaven's gaze. The angels gasped as verdicts of delay and defeat were struck out, erased in light. They watched as your name was spoken with authority, as blessings long withheld were unlocked, as paths once closed were suddenly cleared. The heavens trembled because the shift was too powerful to ignore. Yet today, you rise as if the night was ordinary. That is why Michael calls again, his voice echoing into your soul, awaken. Do not miss what heaven has already sealed for you. Listen carefully, last night marked the end of an old season. The shadows that lingered over your steps could not survive the decree that was spoken. The heavens wrote a new script with your name, and it was not written in ink that can fade but in light that cannot be erased. The angels rejoiced because they saw chains snap, they saw justice delivered, they saw your destiny carried forward with speed. And they wondered how long you would walk before realizing everything had already changed. God says, "Child, hurry, because the gift is already in your hands though your eyes have not seen it." This is not about waiting for a miracle, it already happened. The night carried your answer, the morning carried your release. This is your last chance to wake up to it, to align your steps with what is already written, to stop carrying yesterday's burden into tomorrow's light. Stay with me till the end, because heaven has not repeated this message by accident. It is deliberate, it is intentional, it is for you. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens cannot remain silent until you awaken." You were chosen for this moment, and everything has already been placed in your favor. Today, 22th October, the heavens are still stirred, and Archangel Michael does not step back, he presses forward with even greater urgency, because the angels are astonished that you still walk without knowing what has already been decided in your favor. Stay with me till the end, because this is not just a message, it is your reflection in heaven's light. God says, "Hurry, this is your last chance to embrace the truth that was written for you last night." Last night was the turning of your story. In the silence of the unseen, your name was spoken with power, and the heavens bowed to listen. The angels stood in awe as your battles were judged, your struggles were weighed, and your hidden cries were counted. And then, in one decree, the atmosphere shifted. They gasped as chains dissolved that had clung to you for years, they saw barriers that resisted you crumble into nothing, and they saw light burst over your name like a sunrise. The angels celebrated, their voices echoing across eternity, because they knew your destiny had been rewritten. Yet today, you move as if nothing happened. That is why Michael's cry grows louder, filling your spirit. Do not ignore this moment. What heaven declared cannot be undone. Hear this carefully. Last night was the end of what held you captive. Heaven did not delay you, heaven accelerated you. The book of sorrow was closed, the chapter of confusion was ended, and a new page was revealed with your name glowing across it. The angels rejoiced because they saw restoration written over what was stolen, abundance written over what was lacking, and clarity written over what was clouded. They wondered how long it would take before you recognized the shift. God says, "Child, hurry, because heaven has already moved and now waits only for you to open your eyes." This is not about promises for someday, it is about what already took place. This is your last chance to see the truth before it passes by while you remain unaware. The gift has already been placed before you, the answer already released, the story already rewritten. Stay with me till the end, because the repetition of this word is not accident, it is divine insistence. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens have shouted your freedom, the angels have sung your new beginning, and God Himself has sealed your tomorrow in light. Now you must walk as one who knows." Today, 22th October, the heavens are still alive with the sound of what was decided, and Archangel Michael stands unshaken, his voice carrying fire because he will not let you walk unaware into a tomorrow that has already been rewritten for you. The angels remain in awe, whispering, wondering how you still carry yourself as though last night was ordinary. Stay with me till the end, for this is not just a closing, it is the final unveiling. God says, "Hurry, this is your last chance to see with your own spirit what has already been finished." Last night was the night of your release. The heavens unsealed the scroll of your destiny and stamped it with victory. The angels gasped because they saw chains older than years dissolve in a moment. They saw your story rerouted, your name lifted, your tears redeemed. They saw the light of favor cover you so fully that no shadow could remain. They celebrated, singing your name into eternity, while you slept unaware of the magnitude of heaven's movement. That is why Michael has been crying out part after part, word after word, moment after moment, because heaven will not allow you to miss it. This is the truth, your yesterday ended last night. The sorrow that once claimed you has no voice left. The delays that once held you no longer have a grip. The angels watched as heaven tore the page of defeat from your story and replaced it with a chapter of glory. They know it is done, they know it is sealed, and they know your life can never be the same. Michael says, "This is why I press through again and again, because what was given to you is too great to be ignored." God says, "Child, hurry, for this is the final call." The heavens have already decided, the decree has already gone forth, and this is your last chance to recognize it before distraction steals it from you. This is not a promise for someday, it was already released last night. The angels saw it, they rejoiced, and they wait now for your spirit to rise into the truth of it. Stay with me till the end, because this is the seal, the closing, the confirmation. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens cannot take back what they have given, but you must step into it. Walk as one whose story has been rewritten. Believe it, embrace it, live it, because last night heaven declared it finished."